Evening, guys. Welcome to tonight's Hangout in the Crib. Do apologise, running a couple of minutes late. My fault. A little bit late running tonight. Welcome tonight. So it's all about Civil War tonight. There is me, and there's also TDO with me as well. So we won't be long getting through it. TDO, are you there now?
Yeah, I'm here.
There we go. Happy days. All right. Just try and sort the slides out. Won't be a second. Oh, I'm so tired. It's not good. All right. Once I've got it all sorted, sorted here, then we can get everything going. Yeah. So unfortunately, no Larry tonight. He's still busy with his
New job.
reworld stuff. Yeah, new job. Making stuff stay in space and not crash in your house. So be thankful that he's making stuff not crash into your house. Right. That's kind of working. Okay. Right. So let's try it. Sure, it's working. It's probably going absolutely mental, but there we go. Okie dokie. So, as we said, BPC's introduction to the Civil War. Bug fixes this week. Ship movement lines will now appear over the top of cryo and fire field effects in combat. Have you not known that to happen before? Or, I don't know. I've never used the lines. It does my end, so.
Yeah, I've got my lines turned off for my ships. It's just distracting for me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't have the lines on. It's weird. The context menu displayed when selecting open water on the world map will no longer show a faction and level. I've never known that one either. You might have it, I don't know.
I didn't notice it.
No, I've never noticed it before. Weird. Okay. Improve the display of discounts so they are apparent at a glance in the daily deals section of the shop. Yeah, I stopped looking at that after about day 2 because it's mostly crap. Do you still look at it? Do you buy a lot of it? I don't know. Do you crush or not?
Wait, what?
Do you buy anything out of the daily discounts in the shop?
Oh, yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, they did change it so it's easier to spot the deals, though I wouldn't really call most of them deals.
Yeah, it's a bit sort of yeah.
I had a deal offering me a 20 coin useless crew for 19 coins instead.
I know, it's amusing. Yes, a Midnight Marauders crew. Woohoo! 19 coins. Discount of 1 coin.
So
Okay,
a whole 5%.
yeah. Fixed an issue where players who did not own the Revenge would not have access to the Concord tab in the shipyard. Well, I wouldn't have known that anyway because I've got the Revenge, but
Yeah, neither would I.
so No idea. But yeah, still is good. If you haven't got it, you can still use it. So, in shipyard. Corrected logic surrounding which weapon range to use for targeting stroke movement in the case of a weapon that combines a primary and secondary weapon with different weapon ranges. Does that mean that now it will let you target off of the secondary weapon range on like the Gatling gun, for instance? Do you know? I don't know. I haven't tried it, so
No, I think that's more for like if you're autoing, or I don't
uh,
know. They don't really
yeah,
go into detail on what exactly it affects. It just says they fixed it.
yeah. They fixed something that nobody really cares about. I suppose
Nah.
might be the answer to that one. Yes. Right. So on to slide 2. So changes. Added corrosive resistance to some hulls. You know, it's been quite a while since, and we've been thinking, are we going to actually ever see corrosive added to anything, really? It's been added this week. So the MCX and Interceptor V2H have been added 25% corrosive resistance. The Rhino and Zoe's Rhino has been added 30%, and the Kodiak and Savage Kodiak have been offered 30%, and they've had a combat speed boost from 11 to 16. So that's actually quite good, I think. Really, what's your
Yeah,
thoughts? Yeah,
especially for mid levels who are doing the Forsaken mission and stuff. That's a tier 2 or 3 hole. I can't remember exactly which one. My cousin was going to build them, but I told them not to because they were too slow. So unless you load them up with anti-mortars, mortars would hit them. But now they look like a pretty good thing to build because they've got that added building damage into the hull.
see, I would agree with that. Apart from the fact that they're changing the Forsaken mission,
Yeah,
and to be honest, I'm not really sure. Really, I don't think they're going to make it mega hard, but I still feel that it's just not the right time. I know we went on about it a bit last week, and some people were kind of in agreement with us, and then there's like the odd person that was kind of like, well, no, everything changes, and blah blah.
well, see, the thing
Everything
is,
changes.
I did a post on forums about that. Do you want it to change or not? And 75% of the people said they don't want it touched. More people said they don't care if it changes or not than actually said they want it to change. So, it's not like they're listening to the players and what the players actually want, because if they did, the Forsaken mission wouldn't be changing right now.
No, I think it. I don't necessarily saying that it doesn't need to be changed or anything like that. I just think that now's probably not the best time. Everybody's getting over a massive change in the game, and changes with the turrets made a lot of people's basing fleets not relevant, and then now to have to change a lot of people's like PVE style of play in order to do like Forsaken mission, that's a lot of change in sort of like 2 months, and it's just not really the right time. I think give it a couple of months, let everybody build some revenges and stuff so they can carry on hitting bases, do the changes that they need to do on their fleets, rather than it's kind of, oh yeah, well we've changed the game completely. You can't use any of the fleets that you've already built, basing. So yeah, that's the way it is. Suck it up.
Eh,
And now we're going to actually change it so that you can't use the fleet that you're doing Forsaken mission with currently. You've got something else. All in the same.
Yeah, My Drak carriers won't do it because of the Iron Curtain anti-missiles the raid targets have.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to switch to using my Punishers.
It's kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be. I'm not really sort of saying it from my point of view. From my point of view, I mean, I've got Punishers and I can probably do it fairly well. I probably won't do it for like no repair in the space of an hour, but over the time period that I've got to do it, I could probably do it. But I'm thinking about all of those sort of like lower and mid-range people who've built a fleet specifically to do stake mission and spent 3 months, for example, building a fleet that can do it, and now they're going to change it in the space of not a long time since they've started doing all of the changes, which has made all of the other stuff they've got pretty much irrelevant. So, but yeah, it's nice that they've added corrosive resistance, but it's not really, yeah.
See, when I heard the Rhino was getting a buff, I thought it would get more remote range, not defense or something. So,
Well, I did think that the Rhinos. I kind of expected it a little bit, but yeah, it's just. I think the only reason they've done it is that because they've made this raider and it's predominantly missile and corrosive resistance that's going to be needed, and they've kind of done it to say, oh yeah, you don't have to coin the new stuff. You've got rhinos. We've added corrosive resistance, so it's all good.
yeah.
Right. So, Broken Council. Raid structure. I thought it was Civil War, but hey. So, assault targets on the world map, not co-op. So, we've got CSAT, 3 targets, 34,750 plus 35,000 bonus, 69,750 points for the set. B sets, 4 targets, 162,000 plus 160,000 bonus, 322,000 points. So I do believe, on rough calculations, that if you want the new weapon, the new special, because you've got to get the new special as well, even if you just want weapon, you've got to get the new special, the new weapon, new hull, and then if you want the tokens as well, that works out to like, I think it's about 36 million, maybe a little bit more. It works out to 111 B sets if you want to do all of that. So yeah, have fun. A set targets, 3 targets, 1.3 million plus the 1.3 million bonus, 2.6 million points. And yes, targets, they're 1 target, and they're 1.8 million plus the 1.8 million bonus, so like 3.7 million bonus, million points in total. Sneak peek at the target set for the Apollo in June event. There has been a few videos as well, so you can have a look. Hitting targets that are below your recommended level will result in fewer points. What a surprise.
Yeah.
And Zoe's Manifold spawns on Saturday for 42k uranium only, no raid points. It's full day raid, no set bet, up to 37,300 uranium available, 3 points. So you'll just do normal points up to 10 million, I think is the top one. So what's your thoughts on that one, really? Any thoughts on it, TDO?
No, not really. I just think that hitting targets below your level results in fewer points is not, they shouldn't be doing that if, because some people don't have the tech. Like I know level 80, 90 players who don't have the tech to hit A sets and S set targets. So they grind their raids by doing B sets, but they get reduced points, so now they have to do even more sets to get what they want. So
Yeah, I know, but I mean, even if you just say doing B sets, for example, to have to do 111 sets of B set in order to get all of the prizes and the tokens. Not to mention if you want to buy shards and stuff like that. I think that's a little bit unrealistic.
yeah, because you're going to have to do 30 sets a day, basically on average, to get the new stuff and tokens.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're trying to make you do the A sets and the S sets. We have seen a couple of videos from the previous server. All I can suggest is that phalanx anti-missiles is going to be a must, really. Especially if you're going to be doing the S targets, you need to be sticking a bunch of those on, or taking an absolute fuck ton of damage. The rhinos are pretty nasty. However, the new hull seems quite nice.
Yeah, it's a good chore doer, but we've already got a whole lot of chore doing fleets built, so I'm not sure if I even want to spend the time grinding to get it.
But you've got to if you want the everything, you need to do it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even know if I want any of the new stuff at all. I might just get tokens and call it done. I haven't been playing much the past few days because the whole game's all screwed up because there's, not many bases can hold off a good revenge fleet. So, and we've had 5 years worth of player versus environment holes to build up. So I'm not really looking to get a new one.
I have to agree with that. I'm very much in the same sort of spirit, if you like. Yeah, I'm kind
No,
of I'm in the mindset of, I've spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I'm sure everybody knows a goddamn amount of money, stupid amount of money over the last 5 years of building holes and stuff like that. Speeds up on this, speed up on that, and the revenge. However nice the buff was for the revenge in a hitting point of view, in a defending point of view, not good. Just admit. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing, really. I think the original way that the revenge was, there was, a tactical way that you could stop it from getting in and stuff like that. And I think the changes have kind of put a downer on that, and we've gone back to the way of let's click the back of the base and be happy.
yeah, I've seen a lot of hits like that, and it's just base defending is one of my favorite things to do. Ever since I got back into the game, it was how can I improve my base? And now I'm watching people just click the back of bases with Proto Nemesis and Hell Stars and guards, good bases, and they just die. And, I think they should have buffed the revenge a little bit from what it was, but not so much.
Yeah,
Because,
I think the trouble is, I think because it's such a new thing, and this it's the whole attitude of defense and sort of the resistances versus deflection and everything else. I think it's quite a hard thing to balance, and I think originally they didn't have it quite right. Well, I don't know actually. I think that it was pretty balanced when it first came out. It was still quite a very strong hull, but I think that they've kind of it's kind of gone the opposite way now, and it's like really overpowered now. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. They need to drop the evade back to what it was so enforcers can still get shockwaves on it because
I had a fleet that come into my base. I mean, I was stopping them probably 9 times out of 10 before the change, and now I've got no hope. Not even close. I had like one revenge just wiped my entire base out this morning.
yes,
So
because before the update, I got hit by a few of the fleets, and one of them was so badly done he didn't even touch my guard before losing his level 62 fleet. So it was you have to use it tactically. You can't just point the back of the base and watch. Now
yeah,
I'm sure if he were to hit me again since the update, he could just watch his fleet tear through my base.
yeah, no, it's like now. It's like you know, I had a guy hit me this morning. He he sent one revenge in, and his one revenge killed my guard fleet. Walked right through everything. Admittedly, it died. You know, if he just sent the whole fleet in, it probably would have all died. But he sent one revenge in, killed all my guard fleet, and then sent the rest of his fleet in behind and just wiped me out. And that's not good.
No.
You know, it's not really sort of it's not a technical hit. It's send one fleet in, one ship out of the fleet, kill everything, and then we'll just walk in behind it and just mop up. And it's just not good for gameplay, really. It's not good for gameplay. It's not good for morale. Don't think it's kind of. You know, I mean, I personally, I'm building revenges at the minute because I want to be able to hit high-end bases, but I kind of still. I won't coin them because I'm loath to do it purely because I don't think it's going to be fun. Really, it's just not my idea of fun. I want to have to be challenged a little bit in order to be able to hit the base, and it's just literally kind of at the minute. Oh, I'll sit the rest of my fleet out here, and I'll send one in, and then when that one dies, I'll send the next one in, kind of thing. It's just yeah,
See, it's taken pretty much all the skill out of base hitting. Because when it first came out, to use it properly, your best bet was to use it with 2 or 3 citadels and use it as a tank. And now it's just, load it up with whatever weapon of your choice. Mortars or launchers are generally best. And, one by one, click the back of a base and just watch.
whatever you want to put on it, doesn't matter what weapon you put on it. Send them in one by one, click the back of the base, done. Don't really matter. So yeah, just yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, we'll carry on. Broken Council. See that Larry's forgot to change the title again. Civil War for Larry. There we go. So the mega hull, lots and lots of missiles. Gonna need lots of phalanxes. Is kind of the thing that we've realised from the preview server. I think, if I remember rightly, there's like 12 phalanx fours on the fleet that was shown in the preview server. Shot down all of the missiles from the mega hull. So, whether that's going to be the case or not, we don't know. They might have changed it slightly, but it does seem the way to go. So, as you can see from this, there are quite a few other ships as well. I don't expect you'll be able to clear any of the ships out with Tigers or anything like that, because no doubt it's got super thermal. It's got about 600 million range. So, phalanxes are your friend.
Yeah, see, if it wasn't for the fact that Kickstarter stuff always has 100 or plus thermal, this would actually be relatively easy to hit. You could Ghost or Tiger out the rhinos, and then the rest of it, you know, is an easy hit. But we all know that's not going to be the case because, thermal of 200 most likely, 150, somewhere around there. So your subs are once again going to be pretty much useless. You might be able to kill some of the Terrans with scatter tigers, but that's about it.
I don't even reckon you're going to be able to do that. I reckon there's probably going to be like 1,000 thermal on the mega hull. So you can't even do that. You're going to need to send a proper fleet in. But we'll see. I'm sure that's going to be the case, though. So we've got the level 99 man of war targets for uranium only. They offer no points whatsoever towards the raid. So the Zoe super hull, same as what we've seen last time. They do long range ballistic damage, and they do deadly ballistic damage at short range. Spray oil slicks so that their accompanying vessels can run quicker into you and kill you even quicker. Surprise, surprise there. Kixeye suggests having phalanx anti-missiles and an Aegis or Horlox Aegis, and that you should have massive defences against everything.
No, sir, I didn't hit too many of those last raid because of fleet weight. I had to run basically an Aegis shell, and the oil fields would allow the ships to run around my tank and kill it, and then kill my rhinos, and then kill my tank. So I only hit 2 of those the whole raid.
I must admit, they weren't that hard to kill. It was kind of a thing of you had to sort of place your tank well, but on the same sort of point, really, I mean, yeah, just hit a Drac Euro base beforehand and then top your Yuri up. It's not rocket science, really. So that's that one. Or if you're not that well up that you can hit Drac Euro bases, go and hit some Armadas. A lot easier. So the Apollo hull, the new hull, hull build time of officer. Not sure on it. It's not been officially released. But
in preview, it was 2 days and 6 hours. I'm about to take a quick look at my shipyard to see what it is.
Yeah, I think it was about that when it's 2 days and 6 hours. So it's not a bad.
Yeah, it's 4 days and 11 hours now, and that's with an officer.
Oh, they've doubled it then.
Yeah, they doubled the build time. We're not trying to make you coin, though. No.
No, it's not. So yeah, the Apollo assault class vessel, designed for the use of missiles and anti-missiles. Big thing about it is that it's got a penetrating reload of 140%, which is pretty nice. The penetrating damage has got plus 50%, which is very nice. It has an anti-missile accuracy of 35%, which is also very nice. Combat speed's 14 off the bat. 10 speed's 13, ain't too bad. 10 weapon slots, 5 armor slots, 5 special slots, so you can do a lot with it. Special ability of 150% bonus combat speed and 300% turn speed, as long as you continue to move whilst not being stunned or slowed. It's pretty nice for PvE, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's got a nice built-in evade. It's going to be a nice one for doing chores. Obviously, it's not going to be any good for bases, as you can see from the stats and the fact that it's got, defenses of plus 50% for penetrating defense and corrosive defense of 40%. it's really designed for doing this sort of set of raid targets that have come up, and for doing sort of the new raid style targets that you're going to see in the Forsaken mission. Yeah, so if you look at it, like we've put down here, combat speed of 14 plus speed system 5 at R15 gives you 26.1 as a combat speed, but with the 150% bonus, that's a 47.1 combat speed. You can keep moving, which is, you know, massive. So yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a good hole to do the Forsaken missions and stuff. I think for the Forsaken missions, anyways, with the new one that's coming out, that might not be because it has no explosive defense. But overall, it is a nice hole. I don't know if it's worth the 15 million points and then the double build time, but if you need a hole to do stuff with, this is one to get.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that, you know, realistically, like we've seen in the past, usually the first or the second hole in a new raid format is usually the one that's going to be kicking ass for the rest of the raid format. So I would have said that this is probably your go-to hull for the rest of the current raid format, and maybe further on, who knows? But I would have said that it's definitely going to be useful to people for this raid format that we're currently in, and the next sort of probably 3 to 4 full raids that are going to coming up. But realistically, game wise, I can't really see a lot of use for it. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. Overall, though, I still think I'm going to prefer my Punishers simply because the better evade and resistances, and the fact that they're already built in rank is very appealing to me, too.
Yeah, I think the only bonus is that it's got the built-in corrosive defense.
Yeah,
It has got five arm slots, which means you can get the evade pretty high with the right specials and stuff. Because it's got the 5 special slots as well, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. Jury's kind of out on it for me, really, at the minute.
Yeah, well, like I said, my Punisher's already built and ranked, and,
Yeah.
I don't see the need to spend hours grinding points to get a ship that, I've got better already built and done. So,
You know damn well, though, that you don't get it. They're going to change it next time, and Ballistics ain't going to do shit to anything.
or with my luck, I'm not going to get it, and then it's going to get a big buff, the day after the raid ends.
Oh, yeah, I know. Also, you've got to remember as well, this raid, before I forget to say it, you can only get stuff, the new special, and the new missile, and then the new hull. You can't just get the hull, you need to get everything else beforehand, so just bear that in mind. So, brings us on to the Switchblade anti-missile. I think in the preview server it was like 16 hours and something, I think.
I'm checking right now, really quick.
I think it was 16 and a half hours, roughly, build time with them. So, basically, it's a blade missile with the added thing of being a phalanx anti-missile as well. Gives you 3% corrosive defense, countless missiles and UAVs. The anti-missile effect does 15 to 30 range. It's got a really crap reload time of 12%. not bad accuracy time of 54. Multi-shot, so it does do like 2 shots instead of 1. And the missile has got flak evasion of 80%, range of 76, so it adds up to the same as what the blade and stuff like that does. That's 2,218 damage, but it looks cool. You have seen it, and it does look cool because it's all red and fantastic.
Yeah, and that high damage is appealing. And the build time with an officer is 12 hours and 18 minutes.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
No, it's not. I'm definitely going to look into getting it, at least if I don't get the hull itself.
I mean, we've seen in some of the videos from the preview server that it kind of looks like it's near enough instantaneous that it switches between offensive and defensive mode. It's still kind of one of those things, though, isn't it? When
Yeah.
it switches into defensive mode, it won't continue to fire, it won't continue to attack. So it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of got to work in both ways at the same time. It's the same as all of the other coax missiles that have come out. It needs to work in both ways at the same time to sort of be viable, in my opinion, really.
Well,
Just as well have one or the other.
also, what you can do is you can run a mix, half these, and then say half blades or half Harriers, if you're worried about that. Personally, I think you would go with half Harriers, not only for the lighter weight, but they've got the built-in defense bypass, and these missiles already have the flak evasion, so they're basically like blades. They just countermeasure sometimes. So, you know.
Agreed. But yeah, I don't know. I think with the Phalanx 4, I'd probably mix Harriers or Blades with the Phalanx 4 rather than sort of like put all these on, because they're kind of yeah. It's a long reload time for the countermeasure.
Yeah, but if you do reload the what is it, the rank reload time, it's still not too bad.
Yeah.
I believe there are specials to speed it up, the reload, or at least the accuracy.
It's still not nowhere near as good as the Phalanx, so
No, it isn't. So personally, it's up to what you're gonna face.
what I'm gonna say. Personal choice. They look cool because they're red. That's all I can say on the matter, really. They look cool that they're red. The new special speeds them up for at least the attacking portion of it. The damage is pretty good, but as the same as all of the other anti-missiles that we've had, like coax missiles, like the Trident, the countermeasure side of it is wank. That's all I'm going to say. Sorry, but it is. Okay. So brings us straight on to the counter missile extender. So plus 19 weapon weight, missile range of 30%, penetrating reload of 30%, anti-missile range of 30%. It's not bad. It gives you the same boost as SFB and guided missile system. A small anti-missile range boost and a penetrating reload boost. But do you want that anti-missile range boost that's not very good? Admittedly, the 30% pen reload's pretty good, but if you're taking away that extra percentage of accuracy that you get with guided missile system, it's kind of cancelling it out, really, isn't it?
Well, see, if you're using the Switchblade, it has retargetable built in, so.
Agreed, yeah, but I'm on about the guided missile system increases the accuracy by quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's still all about what you have and what you want to build specifically for what you're going against.
Yeah,
There's so many different combinations you can run, and it'll still work very well for a bunch of things if you build it right. So,
yeah. I have to be honest though. After looking at it and assessing, what's the pros and cons of it, I think I'd still run um, the countermeasure special from the Forsaken mission and guided missile system. Frontline countermeasure and guided missile systems by far a better choice, personally.
yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. It makes much more sense to do that.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. Um, so yeah, it's all right, but nah, one thing. We'll go through next one. So prizes. So we've got from the bottom. You only get two prizes per tier. You have to obtain a prize from the lower tier in order to move on to the next tier. So you can pick one of each of the two prizes from each tier. So you've got the D4M in tier 1 and a D5R, both quite low. The D5R is quite a good pickup at 350,000 points. The Trident is right. So get the Arbalest in tier 2. The Rhino's pretty good, 1750 on the prize money, and the Crusaders 1.5. That ain't bad, especially with the buff that's just got. If you are a lower level player, get the Crusader. The Rhino's very good as well, but the Crusader's just got that buff for the
Well,
got
if you
the
the Crusader is good, yes, but you can get it from the Foundry, so you might as well get Rhinos, and then you can pretty much hit the mines to get the stuff for the Crusader.
well, yeah, true. That's a good point. Um, but yeah, the Crusader. I mean, if you can't hit the stuff that you need to get the Crusader, because I think it's what's the Crusader? It's like level 60 mines. If you can't hit level 60 mines, then you ain't getting it, are you? So
Yeah, but also keep in mind level 60 mines are getting buffed soon, and a lot of people aren't happy about that.
yeah, so I don't know. It's a really hard choice, really. Um,
Well,
the Rhino's really good, and that's just got that buff as well, just to sort of like help out in the new raid style. But the Crusader's good as well if you want to get base parts and stuff. So
here's the thing: the Crusader will. You're gonna want to get the nuclear accelerators for it, and most likely you're gonna want to get the R blast for it. So that's what 7.5? No, not 7.5. 6.5 million points to get that up. The Rhino you can run with tech from the Forsaken
yeah,
mission and researchable tech pretty well.
yeah, agreed. That's a good point. However, if you do want to go for the Crusader, all of the bits are there for it if you're a low level player. So tier 4 counter missile extender or nuclear accelerators, as we said. Counter missile extender, yeah, it's one of those really. It's a choice, not a buff, as Larry would say. And the nuclear accelerators, well, everyone knows that they're pretty good for ballistic stuff. Tier 5 switchblade anti-missile or the particle accelerator cannon, the pack cannon, which is, yeah, my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's a meh weapon for me. The override, yeah, sure, that's nice and all, but it does crap for damage versus ship.
Crap for damage versus turrets compared to a lot of lower ranked weapons like the Earth Shaker. The Earth Shaker does a fuck ton more damage than what the cannon does.
Yeah, the override is for me is so.
It's so it's just it takes such a long time to get there. It's kind of low
It's
and
not worth the double the weight it is over the Earth Shakers, which are constantly doing their damage. So, and Earth Shakers do a whole lot more damage versus ships, which makes them a more useful fleet overall.
It does. I must agree. And then, of course, we've got the Apollo or the Centurion in Tier 6. The Centurion's good for doing all of your PvE tasks, hitting Euro bases, hitting normal Drac bases, doing mines and stuff like that. Has a 20%, is it, per ship reduction field on splash damage, and that does stack per ship as well when you put in the fleet. It is diminishing returns on it, so it works out, I think, around about 60% maximum for like a 5-ship fleet. Reduction on splash damage, so it reduces your damage a hell of a lot for all of these splash targets, such as like mines and what the new Forsaken mission is going to be predominantly splash damage and Drak bases as well. So Centurion's a good pickup. The Apollo is a good pickup because I reckon it's probably going to be quite vital in doing the new raids, I think. So I don't know.
Well, going back to between the Rhino and the Crusader, the Centurion's also part of the Foundry, and if you've got the points to get the 30-ish mil you need to get up there, I know you can hit the mines to get the Centurion fragments and stuff. So
that's true, very true. But if you can sort of get the help to prep targets, so you can just do the raid off of the basically just the bonuses, the completion bonuses. I'd be tempted to go for the Centurion over the Apollo, to be fair. I think it's more likely to be more beneficial to get that than the Apollo. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think it probably will be.
Honestly, they're both good holes. I'm leaning towards the Apollo for the simple fact the Centurion doesn't have any assault deflection, where the Apollo has 500 assault deflection, but then again, it doesn't have as much siege deflection as the Centurion does. So,
and it doesn't do the splash reduction either.
Yeah, it doesn't have the splash reduction field either, which if you're hitting things like the Drac Uranium bases, that field is extraordinarily nice to have.
That like massively extraordinarily nice to have.
Yeah, so it's
not even just a little bit, just like massively nice to have. I mean, damage so much. I mean, like if you think about it, when you've got like 4 or 5 in a fleet and you've got like 60% reduction on splash damage, which is like all of the damage that you're getting hit with in a Yuri base, that's a lot of reduction.
Yeah. If you want to build a fleet because you want to get shards to get a mega hull as soon as possible, the Centurion's the one for you. If you want a fleet that's more versatile for raids and stuff like that, go for the Apollo.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So, Defiance limited prizes. They've actually taken out the limited prizes, the new limited prizes, which were basically the last limited prizes, but slightly buffed. They decided not to put them in anymore. They've pulled them. So in their place, they've put back in blueprint shards for the Protestant Nemesis, the Hellstar, the Growth Caller, and the Man of War. It's 2 million points per 5 sets of shards. Maximum of 4, so you can get 20 shards this raid, which is going to be not a lot of people going to be very happy about that. I think a lot of people went through the last raid and got like sort of 150 shards for the mega holes. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to finish those off this month, because what a surprise that you can only get 20.
I mean, it makes sense to me. You shouldn't be able to get a mega hole in, 2 raids. Plus, last raid was a whole raid, so the shards are going to be more available. This raid isn't a whole raid, but I do think they should have, you should have been able to get 25 shards per raid. So if you grabbed 150 last raid, you got 4 months of raids to go to get your mega hole.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean, even if they'd made it 50, that would have been kind of all right as well, I think. I don't think that they should have done the same again, where you could like get 150 shards or 125 for a ghost caller. But I think 20 is a little bit low. I think a lot of people are going to be shouting and screaming about that.
Yeah, 25 or 50 is what they should have done. I think 25, simply because these are, top tier holes now, so you shouldn't be able to get them in 2-3 raids.
No, I agree. Also, we've got the ship build tokens. You've got the hour tokens, 10 maximum, 120,000 each. Ship build token, 12 hours, 1.44 maximum, and then you've got the 3 24-hour ones as well at 2,750. 5 days, 10 hours of tokens, 15.05 million points. Always get the tokens. I mean, if you don't do anything else in the raid, to be honest, it was going to be a locked thing, so you had to get everything else before you could get them. But finally, Kickstarter have seen sense and decided that you can claim them at any time. So, yeah, I mean, if you're not really interested in getting any other prizes, make sure you get your ship build tokens. However, I will say that remember that 24 hours of build time is 48 coins. So if it's going to cost you more than 48 coins to do it, don't bother. Is that a fair enough point?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all relative as to how easy it is for you to get. So there we go.
I mean, most raids I was getting 3 mil points for about 10-ish coins spent, so it was always a good deal for me to get the 1-day ship build tokens. So
yeah. So this week's Kickstarter screw-ups. We can't get those 100 shards left that we need in order to complete our mega holes after doing all that hard work last time. It's absolutely terrible. Yeah. Do the prizes seem a bit underwhelming? Yeah, really, to be honest.
it's a very small prize list. It reminds me of years ago when I started, where you could pick 2 prizes out of 5 tiers, then you get the top prize after that. I think it was the Base Invaders prize list and stuff like that. So
It kind of reminds me from before then, sort of like the revenge raids, where there was like tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. You sort of like got a prize and that was it. And then if you were like top in sector, you'd get a whole. But yeah, it's a bit crap, really. And like Larry's put here in the slides, where's the Antipro launchers? They're quite important at the minute. Going to be off once. Sort it out, really. There's no heavy weapons in there. We haven't seen any heavy weapons for ages and ages and ages. Are we ever going to see them again, really, to be honest? It's a fair point. Also, the level 60 mine difficulty, we did touch upon it earlier on, but we've had a little message from Kickstarter saying we've discovered that the level 60 dynamite track mining bases were tuned incorrectly based on erroneous data. So they've explored several options as to how to address the issue, including the option of lowering the payout of base parts while maintaining the current difficulty level. However, they've decided, in order to maintain the correct balance with the tier of the hull and fragments awarded from these targets, as well as the need to remain consistent with the difficulty and payout scale from the 70s, 80s, and 90 targets. Hence, to help with the transition, we plan to gradually increase the difficulty of the level 60 targets each week after the event until it's replaced with a new level 61 target in the 4th week. So, if you can't hit the 60 targets at the minute, shit fucking luck for you, because they're going to get harder. Yeah. If you fuck up on something like that, just fucking leave it alone.
I mean, a lot of people are upset about it, but to be honest, I saw something like this coming because it was just way too easy. I could auto a level 60 mine with a single Punisher for instant repair, so I knew they were going to change it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not happy about it, but I did see it coming.
I know, but there's a lot. The trouble is that they look at it from a top tier point of view. It's always to do with like the top players can do it for fucking nothing, but the lower players still struggling like fuck to do it.
Yeah, to be honest, the level 60 mine is a mid-level player target unless you're working to get the shards because you have nothing else to do. They should have just left it alone. You know, we screwed up. Here, have an easy target.
Yeah, well, they should have done, really, because, I mean, the amount of people that I see struggling with it that are a low or mid-level sort of range, they're struggling to actually do the target as it is. So increasing the difficulty on it is kind of a bit shit, really. You're limiting someone again to only being able to do like the 40s. So, and if they're not a coiner and they've done recently, they've made pretty much everything that we have obsolete in one shape or way or form. If you haven't got punishers or something with high assault reflection and siege deflection, it's kind of pointless having it. You know, if the last thing that they've managed to build recently being rhinos, you know, they're shit out of luck, really. So just leave it alone. That's all I'm going to say. Right. And finally, kick size breakthrough of the week. Scrapping the new old limited components. So, touched upon it earlier. The new limited components that they were going to release this raid were going to be a slightly improved version of the ones that they've just scrapped from the last raids and aren't available anymore. So they've been the idea of that, which I think is good.
Well, they said they might come back at a later raid, so I don't think we've seen the last of them. But I am glad they aren't in this raid because I'm not going to be doing much this raid other than grinding for tokens and some of the new prizes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of underwhelming, but you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? I think a lot of it is like it's very underwhelming. The prize list and the stats and stuff like that are quite underwhelming, but
yeah, because I have basically everything but the new stuff in the Sentry and in the pack. And I'm not even interested in the Sentry or the pack, really.
no, but I think a lot of it, really, for me, is kind of the way that Kixeye are with changing stuff, like the drop of a hat. Even, you know, the stats as they aren't brilliant, but next week they could be fucking amazing. Same with the revenge, similar sort of situation.
Yeah.
It's you're always trying to fucking guess, and rather than just being able to go, yeah, I can pass this one up, you can't really say it. It's just, yeah.
Well, before they do stuff like that, what they should do is put it to a player vote on forums, and that would stop people from, being surprised by what's coming out or what might or might not happen. Because if they did, it would make a whole lot of players happier if they listened to the majority rule of what people wanted. Like my post about the Forsaken mission, if they listen to the players, they won't change it, and it'd make more people happy than the people who, want it to change. So.
Agreed, yeah. I mean, yeah, all right. The Forsaken mission is boring. Where you figured out ways of doing it so you can do it real cheap and everything else. But it's repetitive and it's boring, and it's not because of the target itself. It's because of the ridiculously high target that you've got hit in order to reach each tier. 50 million points is a lot. It takes time to do it. It's just kind of, it's one of those. It's not the fact that it's hard. It's more the time that it takes you to do it. And do it for a realistic amount of damage for a choice, really. The new targets, a lot of people are apprehensive about it. They've just got, a lot of people that aren't quite so lucky as me and you, but have got high level boats and stuff like that can do it for next to nothing damage. They're struggling to do the ones currently, and then they're going to change it, and it's going to be even worse for them because they still haven't built a fleet that could deal with last month's raid or the last set of raids that we've had. So it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. See, my cousin working on his account for him to be able to hit 85s. Well, last raid, the Frostburn came out for 6.5 mil. So I helped him get that. And now it's going to be useless because the new raid targets, well, Forsaken mission targets, I believe, have cold snap. So its field's going to be useless.
Exactly.
What they need to do is they need to have a mixture of targets. They have the current targets, which are lower points but less damage. The new targets, more points, more damage. So it's kind of, what do you want to do?
Yeah, this is what I said on last week's show. They need to have a mixture of old targets and new targets for at least 3 months.
Yeah, I didn't see last week's show.
In the transition, really, because there's been that much change recently. People who want to hit bases have had to build Revengers, so they might not have had a fleet that's going to be ideal for doing the new style of Forsaken mission, and that their priority is going to be sort of bases, really. If that's what you want to do in the game, that's what makes it fun for you. You're going to be concentrating on building Revengers so you can hit bases again, rather than kind of building other stuff or refining other stuff. So yeah, it's hard.
No, they did say they're going to scale the damage down, but knowing Kickside, it's going to do, 5% less damage than it did during the raids.
Yeah.
So if they told us exactly how much they were scaling it down, I'd feel more comfortable with it. But they don't tell us anything about how they're doing it. They just tell us what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Can't really say a lot more than that. So, let's have a look, see what's in chat. Sorry, I do apologise, guys. I'm not purposely ignoring you. I've currently only got one screen at the minute, so I can't do the slides and look at it. So, yeah. kind of trying to skip between the two is impossible for me at the minute. So I'm just going to have a look through now, see if there's any questions in there. A lot of lower players are getting free holes from what I understand. Neptune's Aegis Rhinos. Is that right? Do you believe that there are a few people that are getting it? There are. I mean, I know at least one of the people in my alliance has got an alt account that he hasn't played for a long time, and he has got a Rhino Aegis fleet, or I think it was a Mastodon Aegis fleet actually.
Yep, I've seen stories about that where people who haven't played for a while, they get a notification, they log on, they've been given a new fleet that's, pretty high ranked.
I think it's like a 60% ranked fleet, I think.
Yeah, that's what I saw. It was 60% ranked
Yeah.
Aegis and Mastodons.
Yeah. Which, it's pretty good going, but it ain't going to bring a lot of people back for that because it's really useless, to be honest. Especially if they're going to change the Forsaken mission. If they weren't going to change the Forsaken mission, then it might almost be viable. But yeah, so there is something going on. They're trying to get people back in the game, and that's one of the things. Logged in for a while, you are getting that. So, well done, Kickside, for trying, but really, you've kind of shot yourself in the foot that one. Because although it's a really good fleet to have, you've kind of made it obsolete. So yeah, let's have a look. Aegis Primus, yeah, bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. Other stuff we've got in here.
Someone's saying if you own if you own nuke accelerators, you don't have to redeem something on that level, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, if you own something out of each of the tiers, then you don't have to buy anything from that tier. So yeah, that is agreed. You don't have to. So if you like me and you've got everything that's in tiers 1, 2, and 3, you only have to do 4, 5, and 6. But if you are a new player, you haven't got anything that's in the prize list, you are gonna have to go from tier 1 right through to tier 6 and above. So that's that. I was so looking forward to this D7A that was leaked, and the hydraulic resistor too. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but kind of right, I think, as well at the same time. So many people have spent so many points building up their limited stuff recently, and kind of releasing that they're going to basically go one up on it.
Yeah,
Kind of
I just started using my limited tech too, besides for my Gales, so
yeah.
I'm kind of glad they took it out, but at the same time, I would have liked the option if I have the extra weight to use something better.
Yeah, agreed. Hey, Larry!
Hey, is this thing on? Uh-oh.
It is, yeah.
Is this not on?
No, it's on.
Oh, okay. Good.
Holly, I know you're a boy. It's alright, I don't want to touch you. Just saying.
Okay. Did I miss something?
Oh no, Hollywood that you called a boy last week.
Oh, yeah.
So you called a girl last week. It's actually a boy. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, sorry, not on the YouTube.
I was just confirming the fact that yes, we know that Hollywood is a boy, and yeah, we're not going to touch.
Yeah. Okay. I remember. I don't want to touch it either.
So, is there anything you want to add? Oh, here you go. Flash Over Painted has put, yeah, Ref, my son's base got an Elite 5 level fleet for free when they come in. So, yeah, feels good. They are giving some of the players that haven't played for months free fleets for logging in, so...
I've got an alt account I haven't logged on in over a year, so I'll see if I can find the info for that and see if he got anything.
Yeah.
I think I heard
might
of,
not
like,
log in for a year and see if I get a free fleet. Might save me a bit of cash.
I think not logging in for a year would save you a bit of cash.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's double bonus, Larry. Double bonus.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything you wanted to add, Larry?
Well, since I missed the pretty much the entire show, I don't know that I could say anything intelligent about what you just said. So I'm guessing
you say it's going to be probably more intelligent than what I said. So
you know, I will say, I mean, with this Apollo, you know, I heard about what it was going to be, and I wanted to really like it, but I'm not. I don't know.
that's what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not a must-have thing if you want to do any of the chores and stuff, but if you don't have anything, it's a good choice to go.
Yeah. Well, you hopefully you guys talked about how the prize tiers were kind of like two separate paths, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed
So
that one's if you want missile tech and one's if you want ballistic tech, and missiles have always been the go-to, but on this one I think you're better off leaning towards ballistics.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, and you know, players know how they did in the last raid cycle. So, you know, if you're in need, if you couldn't do the last raid cycle, you're going to need that tech to do the Forsaken mission, and you probably ought to go that ballistic siege side. So,
Agreed. We also talked about how the countermeasure part of the new Switchblade is shite.
yeah, 12-second reload. What's with that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's rubbish.
you're
So,
probably better off running a mixture of blades, harriers, and then a couple anti-missile fours on it, to be honest.
yeah, that's what we kind of
Wh-
looked at.
Yeah, you know, the only thing though is that really high anti-ship damage out of that switchblade.
Yeah,
It,
that's also good.
there is that. I must admit, it is quite a high damage output.
I'm thinking of running it on my guard fleet, to be honest.
Yeah, with the missile damage boost, that might do some damage to the.
The Revenge, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well, sorry for coming in so late, guys. I just got home, so I figured I'd see if you guys were still on and say hi.
we're kind of still there, yeah.
All
Right,
right.
should we wrap it up for tonight? Even though you've just come on, Larry, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, you know, I don't want to rehash what you've already said, and it sounds like you guys hit the high points. So, thank you.
Pretty much, yeah. So, just to recap, unless you've didn't realise it earlier on, the Apollo, meh. Switchblade, good damage. Countermeasure point, part of it is shite. The new special, we'd probably be better off going with frontline countermeasure and
GMS.
yeah, guided missile system. To be honest, especially with five special slots, that's what I would do. Yeah, you've got to make sure that you redeem prizes in line, so you can't get the Apollo without getting the other stuff. That's pretty much about it, really. And yeah, if you've not got the stuff to do the last raid, go the ballistic route. And that pretty much covers it, really.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Larry, for joining us at the last minute. Thank you
Sorry.
very much, TDO. Legend as always. Thank you everybody in chat who's come out to see us as well tonight. It's been a good show. Thank you very much for your input. Do love it. Larry, do you want to plug your blog?
Oh yeah,
I reckon it's too easy. Come on.
.com, and yeah, I got to publish an article tonight. Probably rehash what these guys just said, but I'll get something up there.
Yeah.
Maybe even dig a little more into the builds of, you know, comparing what you just suggested, Disturbed. You know, compare like a blade plus phalanx build to a switchblade build. It'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Was if I were to build it, I'd be most likely be doing 2 anti-missile fours, 4 blades, and then 4 Harriers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think obviously the damage output on it would be less, but I think it's probably more a more solid build, to be honest, because of the reload time on the phalanx is just far superior to what the switchblade is. Like 12 seconds. What the fuck?
Yeah, and keep in mind with the phalanx, they get 15% penetrative resistance for each one you put on too.
Yeah, agreed. And it's because it's Forsaken Tech, it's light as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot lighter.
Yeah. So.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Right on. So yeah, catch you all later. Thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Might see you Friday. Depends on what time I get home, really, to be honest. I will post it as to whether or not we will do a community show at the weekend about the raid. Really does depend on whether I can be free over the weekend, really, more than anything. But thank you very much for your views, and thank you very much for coming out. And we'll catch you later. Cheers, guys.